Hello and welcome to Blue Ventures AI-generated training video. Here we will introduce the fisheries data system and the collection, management, and visualization of these data. Our objective is to place fishing communities and marine resource managers at the center of their data. We are able to accomplish this by tailoring the data system for each region, depending on the needs of the fishing communities, while also maintaining fundamental variables consistent across partners. This system was designed to standardize data collection and make data cleaning easier and more efficient. Ultimately, these fisheries data are able to be visualized and shared with communities faster. Data is easily accessible and downloaded from dashboards, where automated analyses and reports are available for community marine management planning. Fisheries data is a valuable resource for communities, resource managers, local governments, and partners to support sustainable fisheries. These data inform management plans and decision-making, strengthens advocacy efforts, and provides a pathway for community-based fisheries management, secure rights, food security, and financial inclusion. Program management also utilizes these data for scaling and internal learning purposes. Here's a simplified version of how the data flows through the system. Data is first collected using the app Kobo Collect and sent to the database. New information, such as new names or species, will then need to be validated. Those validated data then help revise our reference files, which provide the lists of information available in Kobo Collect, helping to maintain standardized names. Ultimately, we want to quickly provide partners with clean, high-quality data analyses and visualization. Using this system, we are able to ensure the standards of data quality by systematically monitoring and evaluating historical, present, and future data. The system ensures the data are accurate, complete, and standardized in the same formatting. Your participation in the data validation process helps prevent duplication and ensures the integrity of the data collected. Data is owned by the fishers and buyers. Blue Ventures will secure the privacy of their personal data. All partners will have access to their data through the dashboard. The shared data platform is a collective effort and belongs to each partner organization contributing data. Blue Ventures maintains the shared data platform. Each contributing organization has opportunities to provide input on the design and content of the shared data platform. The fisheries data system begins with the important task of data collection. A fisher-centric system can include the collection of biological, ecological, social, and economic data. Most partners will be using the Android app Kobo Collect to collect data. There are 4 main surveys available for partners to use. 1. Community profiling. 2. Landings monitoring. 3. Landings profiling. And 4. Household survey. The Community Profiling Survey contains questions that help to build a better understanding of the fishing activity in the community. This survey asks about the main species, gears, habitats, and fisher perceptions in a community. This information is essential for designing community engagement strategies. Thus, this survey would be most helpful when starting work with a new community and can be completed using focus groups. The Landings Profiling and Landings Monitoring surveys collect data on catch landed by fishers. The Landings Monitoring Survey, ideally conducted daily, is a rapid fisheries survey collecting the minimum amount of information needed to track catch volume and value changes, such as species, weight, count, and price. The Landings Profiling Survey is used less often and captures additional information on habitat, gear type, effort, size, and other partner-specific sample data. More specifically, the variables collected from the Landings Monitoring Survey include weight landed, weight sold, count, species, price, reason why this catch may have not been sold, and then we estimate length based on the weight and species of the fish. The Landings Profiling Survey collects all this information, plus effort, gear, size structure or measured length, fishing grounds, and other partner-specific sample data, such as sex, gonads, or catch quality. We estimate length from the weight collected in the Landings Monitoring Survey, using A and B values determined from the length-weight relationship collected from field data in previous studies. We gather specific A and B values for each species from the global database fishbase.org. These values and other population dynamics metrics can be found for each species in the length-weight LW reference file within Smartsheet Dynamic View. We can record this information at a landing site or directly from fishing boats. Lastly, the household survey is a more extensive socioeconomic survey focused on education, income, financial resilience, social capital, resource management, participation, and food security. This survey was designed to collect responses from individual households in a community. Within each Kobo Collect survey, drop-down lists are used to quickly fill out the survey. These drop-down lists are populated using reference files specific to each partner. Partners will help manage their reference files in Smartsheet Dynamic View, where they can add, edit, or remove options within files. If a new name or species does not exist yet, data collectors have the option to manually add this in the survey. Warnings also exist for price, weight, and length. Data collected using the Landings Monitoring, Landings Profiling, or Community Profiling survey can be downloaded and visualized using the Fisheries Data Dashboard and Community Feedback Dashboard. Data collected using the Fisher Household Survey can be downloaded and visualized in the Social and Economic Dashboard. There are numerous language options across all platforms. For additional information regarding data collection surveys, you can visit the Data System Manual and review the full guide. Links to Smartsheet Dynamic View, where reference and validation files live, as well as links to each dashboard can also be found here. Next, we will introduce a few fisheries management concepts and fishery-dependent performance indicators used in the data dashboard. The goal of conservation and fishery management measures is to protect, restore, and promote the long-term health and sustainability of the fishery. Common management strategies include habitat protection, such as marine protected areas, seasonal or periodic closures, minimum size limits, and individual fishing quotas. It is important to consider an ecosystem-based and multi-species approach when designing marine management strategies. For example, the gray snapper adults live in the coral reefs, while their larvae travel in the water column. Once they become juveniles, they move to the mangroves and later seagrass habitats. Thus, it might be easiest to focus on one target species or habitat. Marine species are influenced by multiple habitats and species acting as predators or prey. Fishery-dependent data, which is gathered from landings, data can be used to calculate performance indicators such as catch per unit effort, or CPUE. We can also examine the total catch of a village or the average length of a species and how these parameters may change over time. Other indicators include the mature catch determined by the species length at maturity and species composition, which examines the diversity and abundance of species in a catch. Within the data system, we can calculate CPUE as kilogram per trip, where the weight of all fish landed is summed and divided by the total number of trips. Each trip is identified by a submission or trip ID and represents the catch recorded from the main fisher. Lastly, it is important to note the key components of a successful small-scale fishery management strategy includes participatory, empowering management, with diverse stakeholders reaching consensus on the objectives and supplying fishers with the data they need to make decisions. Scientific knowledge is a complement to traditional ecological knowledge, which when combined can be used to provide guidance for data interpretation and management.